It's time to check out the top 10 dimension mods of 2022. For the previous part, you can check that out down below for some popular dimension mods which are not covered in this one. Number 10, Candy World. I featured this mod a while ago and I decided to refeature it here in this dimension mods list. This mod is a brand new dimension where you'll find everything candy related, from various new food items found through the mod's world gen to new mobs and crafting recipes. You can expect to experience 3 different brand new biomes with 4 varied mobs inhabiting them, which are found both within the custom dimension itself and very rarely throughout the overworld. There's everything from jelly fields to chocolate lakes and candy cane trees. Although the majority of features can be found in the overworld, this dimension is where it all comes together, and you'll have to craft a magic piece of candy which will then teleport you when eaten to this dimension. The biomes include the cotton candy plains, where everything is candy canes, as well as chocolate brownies and cotton candy. The chocolate forest, where milk, white and dark chocolate can be found along with cookies, and the gummy swamp, which is the most colourful one, which houses 5 different gummy types that make up its terrain. As for mobs, there's cotton candy sheeps which drop cotton candy when sheared, Easter chickens native to the chocolate forest that lay 3 different chocolate egg types, gummy mice that will run away from close by players, and also gummy bears that also roam the gummy swamp and come in 5 different colours just like the mice do. Number 9, the Abyss 2. With a whole host of features with everything from 4 new mini bosses, 3 different dimensions, 8 armor sets, a new mana system with magical items and dangerous creatures, this dimension mod is immense. Once a lush and vibrant place of beauty, this dimension was devoured by phantoms of its light and is now a tortured realm existing somewhere between space and time. This dark dimension is home to artifacts and magical rings, and 25 different spells that can be used, as well as 25 different magical rings that you can make and utilize, with each and every one being unique. The dimension itself has a light blue glowing theme, with a combination of dark blues and purples with light illuminating throughout, although mainly consisting of darkness and shadows. It reminds me very much of the Drowned mob's art style with a sprinkle of darkness. If you want a dark dimension of dread, then this is probably the mod for you. Number 8, the Midnight. Another gloomy dimension here, the Midnight, which is a mysterious and scary dimension of darkness to explore, a place where the only source of light comes from crystals and the various life forms that inhabit the world. But beware, as you wander, a rift may also appear and drag you back down into this world from the overworld without you even wanting it to. This dimension houses so many unique biomes: the fungi forest with dark green illuminating mushroom trees, the pitch black night plains desert, the mountainous phantasmal valley with steep terrain, the vigilant forest for a spook factor, the rune bush grove with unique shrubbery, the crystal spires which gives off an end dimension feeling, the warped fields which feels like the soul sand valley, the deceitful bog which is covered in different mushroom types, the fungal funnels where you'll enter caverns and uniquely shaped terrain, and finally the great caverns for some underground spelunking experiences with exploration through very finely generated caverns and chasms. Number 7, the Erebus. If you have arachnophobia or some kind of fear of insects, just skip this one. This is the dimension of the arthropods, an insect dimension with many new creatures that are slayable and many new things to create and craft and areas to explore. There's also an in-depth magical system and many exciting dungeons planned. The dimension has full survivability in mind, which means you could theoretically begin here from scratch rather than the main overworld progression path, although you'd expect a bigger challenge versus much tougher mobs than you would typically experience. Mobs have rather diverse AI behavior sets, and passive mobs aren't completely harmless. You'll have to construct an offering altar to reach the Erebus though, along with some crystals and prerequisite items that you can right click the altar to piece it all together. Once you have this portal staff of Gaia, you can build the frame and place the special keystone and activate it with a staff to finish the portal process, and then you can enter it. The only step remaining is to explore and take on the challenges ahead. Number 6, the Betweenlands. This one is labelled as one of the most frightening and risky dimension mods. This large expansive mod introduces a whole new world with a plethora of exciting content on offer that gives you a challenging survival experience which is independent with many hours of gameplay, with many new creatures and monsters to face throughout a large subset of unique biomes, housing all new structures that can be explored and plundered for loot, from towering fortresses to deep underground ruins. There's lots of brand new items which include many unique weapons and loot, as well as new tool and armor sets and plenty of useful lore-based items to collect. You will experience food sickness, tool corrosion, player decay, and a unique combat circle, whilst you experience randomly occurring events events, such as supernatural and weather-based ones. Number 5, the Beneath. This gigantic mining dimension is based off of the Deep Dark, and it's one that you may reach through a teleporter block. This mod offers a massive mining dimension with a block height of 256, with much tougher underground spawning mobs as well as a configurable ore generator. You can also configure things like darkness levels that will hurt you with damage values over time, as well as the ability to disable this. You can also decide whether you want to spawn dungeons in the dimension and their frequency of spawning, as well as the support for unnerving sound effects. The best mod to pair this one with, in my personal opinion, is the Youre mod, as it supports it well and you can configure how long you have to be in the darkness for it to take them to spawn and spook you out. If you've played RLcraft, you probably know of this mod. Number 4, the Dalek Invasion mod. If you love Doctor Who, it's time to face the might of the Dalek race in the never-ending war. This mod introduces the Daleks from the Doctor Who franchise in Minecraft, extending their quest for total universal domination. This mod features many brand new styles as well as original Dalek types, perfect for an alien invasion mod. The overworld itself will also be overrun with Daleks of all kinds that use different powers. The great thing about this mod is you can take the fight to their homeworld of Skaro to fight the higher ranking Daleks over there for some rewards within the Dalek city structure. Some Daleks have unique abilities, some that include blowing up like creepers, breaking down doors like zombies, or shooting out lightning strikes. The coolest part of this mod though is that you can actually even construct your very own Daleks for your own personal army. The Dalek sorcerers might also patrol the skies above, so make sure to beware. Number 3, the Afterlight. This eerie and dangerous dimension is filled with new biomes, structures, enemies, and unique weaponry. You can expect a soul-themed dark and luminescent dimension located on the dark arm of the dimensional plane that exists in between the end and the overworld. You'll find a world housing 4 new overworld biomes and 3 new cave biomes to discover within, and 6 new mob types that will lurk around that you'll have to defeat. You can collect around 20 plus brand new plants and use them for farming, and also work towards collecting and crafting 3 new tool sets, weapon sets, and armor sets which will be useful in some way. If you're an achievement hunter, you'll enjoy smashing through the 10 new advancements that offer a progression path outline, and there's some intriguing lore to witness to give the mod some story to it. Number 2, Villagers and Monsters Legacy. On the surface, this is a mob based mod, but it also adds some dimensional content. This mod diversifies the game with tough content of a higher difficulty caliber. This mod is actually designed around offering content post-wither, material that's full of adventure and that will let you find new and interesting bosses and mobs to face later in the game. The mod currently has 3 portals which let you reach 3 separate different worlds. A cave world realm and a pig end realm are the first 2. The scope of this mod is huge as it plans to eventually reach 200 vanilla mobs being added to the game. The bosses in here are mainly stronger monsters, the easiest being from the overworld and the nether, and the toughest ones within the pig end world, a world which is associated with the sky and the end, a place you can reach by making a pig end portal igniter and a carved block frame. There's also actually a brand new ancient world realm which is the 3rd one which was added recently, which you can use cloud blocks and an ancient coin to reach this dimension, which is the toughest dimension in the whole mod right now, where you'll fight desert based gods like Anubis. This reminds me very much so of the Atom 2 desert dimension mod. Number 1, the Twilight Forest. Although I featured it before, this is one of my favourite dimension mods and it still holds up to this day. This exploration mod features a new dimension of the exact same name that takes you on a journey facing strange creatures and monster bosses, exploring deep dungeons and structures such as fully fledged dungeons that house diverse boss battles with elaborate and unique mechanics in which you can obtain items and loot with unique traits and functionality. The mod has ongoing development with constant bug fixes and work on the unfinished features and its structures. You begin by making a portal frame of grass filled with water and surrounded by flowers, and then you can throw in a diamond to activate it and make it enterable. There's so many amazing mobs, each that require you to slay the previous one in order to progress to the next one. I'm talking of course about bosses here, offering a solid progression line that's linear but amazingly fun and different to other dimension mods. The progression alone and the quality of the bosses made me feature this one at number 1. For example, to enter the Lich Tower you have have to defeat the Naga in the Naga courtyard. This adds some grinding to do and a solid line of what you actually need to go and complete before advancing to the next stage, which is just unheard of in a Minecraft mod and it's super advanced. And that's going to be the top 10 dimension mods for the picks of this year. Make sure to drop down below which one of these 10 was your favourite and why, and also any that I missed off which you think deserved a place here. Remember, some which may not have been in this part may have been in part 1, so you'll need to click the link below to watch that one too for 10 more awesome dimension mods. Thanks for watching. YouTube says 97% of you are not subscribed, so if you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications and slap the like button for more Minecraft mod videos like this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.